the fuck is wrong with them, dog? What's wrong with them? Huh? What's wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? You don't walk out there and you know what? If you open your mouth and start talking to a nigga about anything, then you best know what the fuck you talking about, right? Period. Here. Go get this book. Go get this book, man. And stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. You know, other than that, you playing with yourself. You playing with these people. Go get this book, A Rule Book for Arguments. This is what the fuck you need. This is what you need. Oh my God. So many of y'all need this. Period. Just to get through life. This would help you in so many ways. You know, whenever anyone asks you, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You basically start arguing. You're arguing for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Whenever you go into a job interview type shit, you know what I'm saying? And why should we hire you? You start arguing for yourself. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't even know how to prove your point, whatever it is, I mean, you could take this anywhere in life. This is why it's so fucking important. Why I had to put the motherfucking mask on, dog. Because, oh my God, man, I'm still hot. Been damn near arguing all night. Because niggas don't even know what an argument is. I shouldn't have to explain myself so much. That's why I feel like I've been arguing at work damn near all night. And it's just explaining myself. But peep game. I'm an assistant. You know, I have to train a lot of people in a lot of different positions. So I'm always explaining myself. You see what I'm saying? But for some people, they don't pick up as quick as other people. Some people, you have to argue, come at them a different way, take a different angle, a different approach in order to get through to them. Some people, you have to understand their logic, how they think, in order to prove your point, to make it clear to them. You see what I'm saying? Arguments. Most people get caught up in just proving their point. They don't or a lot of people get caught up in just having a feeling. How passionate, how about that? How passionate they get about the topic or whatever it is we're talking about. Because it always starts, it's just, not always, but a lot of times these arguments become like, it becomes all heated and a lot of, or loud, people get all loud. No, I'm trying to tell you what you mean. Because the topic is so close to a feeling, or there's a feeling attached to that topic. You see what I'm saying? Some people, their beliefs and opinions are so closely attached to their emotions, or their emotions are so close. You see what I'm saying? However the fuck you want to phrase that. See, this entire video, all of this, is a motherfucking argument. Me trying to figure out a way to approach you people to where you understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You see what I mean? And there are rules to the shit. Period. Man, period. If you try, whatever it is, some of you people, some of us, because I do it too quite often. You see what I'm saying? You have to argue with yourself, proving to yourself how bad you really want it. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you on this path. You may be arguing with yourself quite often, especially if you know what I mean by arguing with yourself. These guys, these goddesses, these energies that you tap into, it's you that are tapping into it. So again, I mean, just, you know, on some straight up real shit, you'll be arguing with yourself. Period. But just in general, attaching emotion to an argument does not always happen, and it doesn't have to happen. And even if it does happen, you should still be looking to prove your point. Just because you care so much about it, and I'm not going to say get so mad or get so happy, or whatever, just because you care so much in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion that you care, just because you care so much does not mean you win the argument. You have proved your point. that doesn't mean shit. If you can get me to care as much as you care, then you have won the argument. If you can get me to understand how you feel or where you're coming from, then you win the argument. You see what I'm saying? That's what goes over a lot of people's head. Like, niggas like me have been trained on this. And this is like the third edition. I know I looked it up on Amazon a while back just to make sure if I ever lost this, I could get another one. So there's like a fourth edition. I'm not sure about a fifth, but I know there's another one. This book has been updated. I've had this since 2003, and it's been updated. You know what I mean? And I don't study it regularly or whatever else. I politic in my daily life. I argue. I prove my point all the time. And I've been trained at it. I've studied it, rather. You know what I'm saying? I've studied it. I know how to do it. So, I mean, I can ask the right series of questions and you will prove my point for me. You'll start talking about the shit that I was on. Just because there's rules to this. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't even have to explain what I'm on or get on what I'm talking about or get to my point of what I believe, because I can pick apart your argument to where you can't even prove that you believe the shit that you talking about. This is where this comes in. When people be like, dog, do you even believe the shit you talk about? Are you hearing the shit that's coming out your mouth? This is why you need a book like this. So you can chill all the way out. You can calm all the way down and be like, you know what? It's cool. I mean, you know, because if you're trying to gain control of your emotions, you feel me? If you're trying to, again, elevate yourself, you on this path, man, you've already argued with yourself about how you really feel about some things so much that when someone else comes to question you about certain shit, even like me, like I said, man, I've been on this job 3 years, bro. Find somebody else to argue with. You really don't want to go there with me. And then it comes to, oh, well, you just mad. You mad? What's there to be mad about? We're men. We're having a conversation. I can prove my point. I'm not mad. I just know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you saying we mad, again, well, just keeping it real, man, we men. If I was mad, I'd be beating your ass right now. What the fuck? We're men. Why would I get mad and then start talking about it? I'm not saying anything like, well, fuck it, it is what it is. I feel like that's what women do. They get mad and have feelings and they go run off and talk about their feelings and why they got in their feelings. Man, that's what the fuck women do. Men, I feel like men, if you have feelings, then you figure out them feelings and what are you going to do about them? I'm not saying that men shouldn't have feelings and men don't have feelings, but I'm saying you have a feeling, then you figure out what to do about it. Or you have a feeling, you do something about it, and then you go back and analyze, did you do the right thing? Could you have done it better? You know what I'm saying? Did you make a mistake? Did you move too brashly? Whatever. That's what the fuck men do. It's still logic in there. That's all I'm saying. We're not ruled by our emotions. But, you know what I'm saying? So why? And I'm trained at this. Why would I get mad, bro, when I'm proving my point? I'm good. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want me to get mad. I see. And even then, no, bro, you see what I mean? Just because you can do this. Man, I've had to pull this book out on my father and be like, hey, man, look. And be like, hey, man, look. I know what I'm doing. And you taking the conversation here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. And I'm trying to stay on the topic. I don't mind going here, and here. You can use examples. You can use analogies if it helps you prove your point. But if you start going off on a tangent and now we got to keep talking about this shit and it never comes back to the point, then you're losing the argument. You're losing me. You're confusing me. Bring it back, tie it in. How does all of that shit, and even not just dad, anybody, you know what I'm saying, just in general, but it's like, how does all of this other shit help you prove your point? That's what I mean by you need a book like this to kind of help you stay on track or just to get you to start doing exercises and shit like that. I'm gonna do a part two. I just had to kick this shit out real quick. You know what I'm saying? And the part 2 is gonna be without the mask. I'm gonna try to learn you something. My God. But what the fuck, man? Get this book. That's all I'm saying, dude. That's why the man had to be. Get this book. I'm still pissed about that shit last night. You can't be serious, dog. You can't be serious. And then niggas be like, see. Another reason why the passion and whatever else, see, I let it go now. You feel me? I'm going to come home, have a drink, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let all that go now because I keep my composure during an argument. It's easier to lose. Even just like a fight, man. If you get mad, you lose your head, you stop thinking. You see what I'm saying? And you just reacting. And you stop thinking. Sometimes that helps people. Sometimes it don't. You feel me? But you still have to, strategize and whatever else. So, get this motherfucking book. Oh my gosh, if I can't help you out no more, and we're going to talk about it. But I'm just saying, man. Real shit. Get this book. Get this book. That's the bottom line. Well, you know what? I'll give you a little tidbits right now before I jump into it. But like I said, arguing by your examples. You can use 2 or 3 examples, but so many examples, the shit starts to get redundant, and it might be hard again to come back to the main point. You know what I'm saying? Even the examples, they have to be examples that actually work for your cause. Just any old example doesn't really matter if it doesn't really pertain to the subject or whatever. It might be a weak example. So choose your strongest examples. Put your best foot forward. You know what I mean? Analogies. You can tell a story like this conversation or something happened like this that kind of relates to this, and then you show how the two balance out or whatever, how the same thing happened to this dude could possibly happen to you. You know what I'm saying? That's like an analogy that you might could prove your argument. That shit tends to get long and could get whatever, but it is a way to prove your point. Some people, you might have to give them a story or lead them down the path. It may be easier to do that, you know what I'm saying, than to use examples. Because even if you're using examples, the bottom line is when you're arguing with somebody, you want to be able to prove your point. You either say what you mean and mean what you say, but you say what you mean, and then you give some reasons and examples as to why you said what you said. You see what I'm saying? Or you start off with your reasons and examples as to, and then you hit your conclusions. Well, because of this, and I think about that, and whoop, 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 that leads me to believe. Therefore, whoop, 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 in the end of it all, whoop, 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 at the end of the day, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? You set up your argument to where it unfolds in a natural path so that by the time you get to saying, well, at the end of the day, they already like, I see where you're going with this. I see. Boom. You know what I mean? That's how you want to be able to talk and relate to people. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're arguing with yourself. But anyways, fuck that. We got the motherfucking mask on, dog. That's some bullshit. Don't get caught up with people, man. Don't let them fuck over you because they don't know what the fuck they talking about, man. And you do. You know what I'm saying? A big part of this is anticipating your opponent. Just like a regular fight. You wouldn't go into a regular fight not knowing this nigga's style. You might have to. You may not have. You may get caught on the words. You may have very little information. And all you have to know is that your skills are intact. Then you focus on what you can do and how you can do it. But if you know your opponent's tactics, we like to use a lot of examples, or I already know what so-and-so is going to say as soon as I say this, that's you figuring out your argument. Well, since you know your opponent, okay, you know what I'm saying? And even again, you know what you're going to say. Well, what is your dad going to say about that? What's your mom going to say about that? What's your partner going to say about that? What would your kids say about that? Different people might say different shit. What would the doctor say about that? What would the teacher? What would your boss at work? Anybody. What would grandma? Anybody. You know what I'm saying? But different people may give you a different response. So pick different people and take out different responses so that way, whoever you getting ready to talk to, they may come at you from this angle, from that angle, but you've already thought about that. So when they start talking about this and then whatever, you've already thought about it. So you have an answer ready to go. You see what I'm saying? That's just called being prepared. But just like I said, you skills in a fight. If you know how to do fucking boxing, say you're a boxer or whatever else, well, you've already learned combos. You've already learned how to dodge and how to, footwork, whatever the fuck. But you've already learned shit. You see what I'm saying? So you know how to move. So you have skills that you can use should time come, whatever else. Well, again, same thing. A rule book for fucking arguments, man. Then you know how to move. You know how to go. Whenever anybody questions you, especially if they talking about some shit that you know about, some shit you've already thought about. Man, I tried to start a company and a lot of people come like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Nigga, I've read books. I've written this. I've done that. I've done the research. I know what I'm talking about. So I don't mind having a conversation with anybody. But because when they ask me a question, they start saying shit, I'm immediately like, oh, well, see, I would do it. No, man, you ain't really thought. No, it's because I've already thought about it. I've thought about it a lot. You know what I'm saying? But because they haven't thought about it, because they know it'll take them a long time to really think about it, they think you ain't done the work. You see what I'm saying? So, so it can get a little frustrating, but not from the same aspects that they think you're getting mad. Other people will think you're getting mad because they think they're getting to you and you starting, if you can't prove your point, ha 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 ha. No, I'm getting mad because I'm telling you, I'm giving you answers to all your questions, but you keep thinking that I don't know, or we got to you keep picking my brain. You see, anyway, learn how to argue. Period. Now, I will say this. This book is more about writing argument because it is a college book. It came along with one of my textbooks in college. So it is about writing. But you talk shit every day. You don't have to write it down, again, to prove your point and whatever else. And even if you're writing it down and you're going to write to somebody or whatever, you still have to go through these steps in your mind. And that's what I'm on, man. The professor, Nazi, you know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. This is what it is. OZ, the Wizard. Holla at me. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to go in depth. I will do an actual book review on this shit. And we're going to talk about the whole, the chapters and all that. We'll go through some of the examples that they have in here and all of that good stuff, all right? OZ, the Wizard. Like, share, subscribe. A Rulebook for Arguments. Once again, by Anthony Weston. Rulebook for Arguments. Holla at your boy. Y'all take care, man.